Hello mates! Welcome to Budgie Gaming. I'm your host Finley. Today I want to let you all know about every single Switch 2 game that is either a game key card or a download code in a box. This will be an ongoing series where I will call out every single game that thinks this practice is a good idea, because it absolutely is not. I'll also let you know what other systems have those games if you're interested in them. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I release follow-up videos for this topic, along with many other gaming videos. This video is time-stamped in the description below, so if you already know the negative aspects of game key cards, you can jump straight to the game list. If you don't know about game key cards, I'm about to explain now. A key card is basically a cartridge that does not have the game on it. Even though a game key card is physical, you still have to connect to the internet, download the game, and install it on either your system or your memory card. But you cannot play the game without the game key card inserted into your Switch. One with common sense would assume the game would be downloaded on the game key card since it is needed to play the game, but no, this is not the case. Not only is this a massive inconvenience considering your situation, but this also brings up many questions. Who is running the servers for these games? Is it Nintendo? Is it the developers? If it's the developer, they can shut off the servers whenever they please. If it's Nintendo, they seem to enjoy closing down their servers after 12 years. Does that mean if you're buying a second-hand game keycard and the servers are shut down, you won't be able to download that game? Nintendo has been awful with communicating the game keycard's details, and as far as I know, none of those questions have been answered yet. Some may say this sounds paranoid, but this has happened with games in the past. The crew from Ubisoft being the most notorious since it ended with a lawsuit. If you're wondering how to spot a game that is a game keycard, look for the little key symbol on the bottom of the front cover. I actually thought the QR code meant it was a game keycard, but it turns out that is on every game. I don't see why they couldn't put the QR code on the back cover. It is so ugly. Okay, now, the first set of games are games that are already released. First up, we have Street Fighter VI Year 1. Capcom, this game has already sold 4.4 million copies, and I'd imagine a ton of DLC. Quit being cheap bastards and put your games on physical cartridges. This game is available on every modern platform imaginable except the original Switch. Not to mention the game will run much better on every one of those systems. Get this game on one of those systems instead. If you don't have another system, buy this game used, and not digitally. I say this because that will encourage the developers to release games digital only. If you really care about physical media and don't have any other way to play this game or any of the other games that will be mentioned in this video, you're best off buying it used. This way, you're not encouraging the developers to release games as game key cards or digital only. Next, we have Sonic X Shadow Generations. Not only is this a game key card, but Sega also decided to not offer a $10 upgrade like many other games are. Upgrades are essentially upgrading to the Switch 2 version if you already own the original Switch version. This game is available on PS5, Xbox PC, and the original Switch. According to DecuDeals, this game has been anywhere from $15 to $22 cheaper than what they're asking for the Switch 2 version, and it'll run better on those systems. If you have no other system to play on except the Switch 2, you can buy the original Switch version, which is fully on cartridge. If you really need the Switch 2 version, buy it used. Next up, we have Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. This one kind of sucks, because I want to play it. As of now, it is exclusive to the Switch 2, but it is a Square Enix game, so it should come to PS5 at some point. It's nothing I need to play right away, so I can wait a year or two to see if it comes out on other systems. Worst case scenario, I'll just buy it used in a few years, because I am absolutely not supporting any game key card. And honestly, neither should you. Next, we have Hitman, World of Assassination. Another game that can easily be picked up on the PlayStation 5, Series X, and PC. It also has been on sale a decent amount of times for those systems at $45, which is $15 cheaper than the Switch 2 asking price. And just like every other game on this list, it'll run much better on the other systems as well. If you can't play it on the other systems, buy it used. Next up is Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, another game that could have done a $10 upgrade, but Sega decided to be greedy yet again, and charge another $40 for what is basically a mouse support upgrade. Talk about a massive rip-off. Mouse support is absolutely not worth $40. You can get this game on any other system, and it's been as cheap as $4.49. If you really have to play this game, buy the original Switch game. If you're really that curious about mouse mode, buy it used. Absolutely do not support this lazy and greedy shit. Next, we have Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Now, this game has exclusive content to the Switch 2, which is a multiplayer mode that looks mediocre, and some added cutscenes to add story elements. I feel like that would be enough for massive Yakuza fans to run out and buy it, but I highly doubt it'll stay exclusive to the Switch 2. I'm about 95% sure that the majority of Yakuza fans own Sony systems, so I'm sure it'll reach there eventually in the form of DLC or a re-release. Since it's Sega and their greedy little shits, I'm sure it'll be a $70 re-release. If you don't care about the added cutscenes or the mediocre-looking multiplayer, you can play this game on all the other systems, including PC, for much cheaper. And by cheaper, I mean it's gone as low as $45 cheaper than what they're asking for on the Switch 2. I have been wanting to get into this series, and I eventually will, but it'll definitely be on the PlayStation 5 when I start playing it. If you need to play this on the Switch 2, buy it used. Now, we have Hogwarts Legacy. This game at least has a $10 upgrade pack if you have the original Switch copy. I'm kind of amazed that people played this on the Switch because it looked like ass on that system, but if you're one of those people who did, you can upgrade for $10. If you aren't one of those people, you could probably find the Switch version super cheap on eBay and then get the upgrade, which would be much cheaper than buying the Switch 2 version. Either way, even though it does have an upgrade, it's releasing as a key card, and I think this game shouldn't be supported at all because of it. You can get this for $10 or $15 on other systems. It'll be a lot cheaper and play a lot better on the PS5 or Series X anyway. Next, we have Raidu Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army. This is also available on PS5, Series X, and PC. Limited Run made a collector's edition for this game, charging $250, and they still had a game keycard. Major middle talon to both Sega and Limited Run for that. Not to mention, this is the fourth Sega title on the list, so Sega can get another middle talon for that as well. I will be buying this on the PlayStation 5, but I'm starting to think I'll buy all Sega and Atlus games used from now on, if they're going to keep up with this shit, even if it's on another system. Not just with game keycards, but the way they handle some of their releases is ridiculous. Now we're moving on to future game releases. First, we have AI, The Somnium Files, No Sleep for Kaname date, releasing July 25th. I probably butchered that name, but if they can't take the time to put their game on a cartridge, then I won't take the time to learn how to pronounce their goddamn game. Luckily, you can get this game on the PlayStation 5 along with the rest of the series, which is how I own the other two games. You can also get this game on PC, and you can even buy a Switch version of this game that will be fully on cartridge. So if the Switch 2 is the only console you have to game on, you still have a way to get the game fully on cartridge. On August 14th, we have Madden 26 Standard Edition. I don't know why the hell they decided to add Standard Edition into the title, but whatever. It's been well known that Madden games suck even harder than usual when they're released for a new system. To prove my point, the trailer I'm showing isn't Switch 2 footage. Why would I do that? It's because I can't find any gameplay footage for the Switch 2. That is a very bad sign for a game that is less than 2 months away. It might be best to avoid it for that reason alone. But since it's a game keycard, it should be avoided even if it happens to magically turn out decent. Either way, this will be released for every other system, and I'm sure it'll be fully on disc on those other systems. So get it on a PS5 or Xbox instead if you really need to play this game. If all you have is a Switch 2, I'm thinking this will probably still be a skip. Wait for reviews and buy used if you must play it on your Switch 2. On September 4th, we have Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition. At least it is the Gold Edition, but still, don't support this. It's on every other system and has been as low as $30 for the PlayStation 5 and Series X. Definitely get this game over there if you have those systems, or just buy it used if you only have a Switch 2. On October 30th, we have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD. I don't know why, but this one pisses me off the most. It's not like I expected any better from Square Enix, so I don't understand why I feel that way. But yeah, super annoyed with them. Anyway, this game can be bought on all the other systems. It can even be bought on the original Nintendo Switch. I highly doubt a game like this would look or play any better on the Switch 2 when compared to the original Switch. Dragon Quest III HD ran fine on the Switch when I played it last year, so I feel like it'll be the same for 1 and 2 HD. I will be buying this game, but I'll be buying the original Switch version. Coming out sometime in the fall of 2025, we have Disgaea 7 Complete, Yudo Edition, which is an enhanced version of Disgaea 7, Vows of the Virtueless. As of now, it appears that this game will be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2, so the best option is to buy it used, or just buy Vows of the Virtueless on the PS5. I'm honestly surprised that NIS decided to use game keycards. I thought they would go the way that Marvelous did, but clearly I was wrong. Coming in January of 2026, we have The Legend of Heroes: Trails Beyond the Horizon, another NIS game on the list. Luckily, this one can be bought on the PS5 and PC. It's also on the original Switch, so if you want to play it on your Switch 2, you have the option of buying the original fully on cart. Just when you think it can't get any worse than a game keycard, these games decide to pull a hold my beer moment. These games don't even contain a game keycard. It's an empty plastic container with a code inside. Talk about a waste of resources. This shit should be outlawed. That's how much of a waste it is. Not to mention, it's just fucking stupid. First up, we have Sid Meier's Civilization 7. The Switch 2 release contains a downloadable code for the Switch version and the Switch 2 upgrade. If you already have the original Switch version, you can get the upgrade for $10. You can get this game for the Xbox, PS5 or PC instead, where it can be bought for $20 cheaper than they're asking for the Switch 2 version. If you're really curious about the mouse gameplay, buy the original Switch game and then buy the upgrade. That way, you'll have the game on cartridge. And it'll probably be cheaper. Next up, we have Split Fiction Standard Edition. Apparently, EA Games Standard Edition means game keycard or download code in a box bullshit. Honestly, this game kind of looks like shit on the Switch 2. I don't know why it looks like that considering how good a lot of other games look, particularly Cyberpunk 2077. Speaking of Cyberpunk 2077, how did CD Projekt Red manage to fit that game on a 64GB cartridge, yet a game like Split Fiction is over 70 gigabytes? That makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely avoid this game on the Switch 2. It can be bought on the PS5, Series X and PC. It's been on sale for the PlayStation 5 for $10 cheaper than they're asking for on the Switch 2. Get this game somewhere else, and if you only play on the Switch 2, it's looking like a full-on skip. Next up, we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 releasing July 11th. As a huge Tony Hawk fan, this game absolutely pisses me off. They gutted free roam, which is what made 3 and 4 great. Not only that, but they're releasing the game as a download code only for the Switch 2, and forcing players to be connected to the internet for the PS5 and Series X version, which makes me think it's not fully on disc. This game became an absolute no-buy for me on any system. If you really want to play, just buy it used on whatever system you buy it on. Next up, we have Final Fantasy Tactics, releasing September 30th. I've heard a lot of great things about this game, so I'm looking forward to playing this, but it absolutely won't be the Switch 2 version. Luckily, it'll be on the PS5 and original Switch. I feel like I'd prefer a game like this on the Switch, but I might have to buy it on PS5 just out of principle. Either way, don't buy this on the Switch 2 since it's code only. Lastly, we have imports. These are games releasing physically, but only in Asian regions. All of these games will be game key cards, so save your money and don't bother importing any of these games since the game isn't even on the cartridge. Since these games can only be bought by importing, I'll go over this list fairly quickly. First on the list, Survival Kids. As of recording, this is exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. It might be a decent time in co-op, but looks like it'll be pretty boring as a single player. Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered. This can be found on every console, including the original Switch, with the game fully on cart, and it's been on sale for $30 cheaper than the Switch 2 version. I highly doubt the Switch 2 version looks any different from the original Switch version, so get it there or literally anywhere else. Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. I probably butchered that name. Anyway, this can be found on every system except the original Switch. It'll look and play better on all of those systems, so get it somewhere else. Wild Hearts S. I never played this game, but if you really must play it, it can be found on every console except the original Switch, and it's been as cheap as $10 on all of those systems. which is $49 cheaper than the Switch 2 version, Ys X Proud Nordics, releasing on July 31st. Apparently, it adds some new stuff from the original Nordics game that isn't even a year old. As of now, it won't be DLC, it'll be an entire new release, so they decided to pull an Atlas and re-release it as a full game. I absolutely cannot stand when developers pull this bullshit, so I won't be getting this. And it's a game key card, so that's another reason not to buy it. Just get the original game on PS5 for $30 cheaper. Shinepost, Be Your Idol. I can't really find much on this game, but from what I can find, it seems to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I have no clue what the hell is happening in this trailer, but I also don't care since I'm not that interested in it. Hopefully, you aren't as well since it's a game keycard. Last on the list, we have Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening Complete Edition. I probably butchered that name as well. I never heard of this game, but it looks like an interesting strategy game. Luckily, it comes out for the PS5 as well, so I might have to check it out there. If you want to play it as well, get it there instead, or just pass on it. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you for staying with me in this long video. I will be making more of these whenever more game key cards are announced, so be sure to subscribe so you'll stay up to date. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about key cards. And if you hate key cards, which announcement upset you the most? Until next time, take care, mates.